Somebody asked me the other day to tell the story of how I was granted a pardon, and so that's what this story is going to be about. So, of course, I have to give you the backstory. I was in school and studying for my Associate of Arts so that I could go to a 4-year college. Well, some of the staff at the college had found out about me and my story, and they asked me to come speak to their staff. So one morning I go and I do my little talk and I tell everybody like all the good things that have been happening to me since I stopped using drugs. And later I was contacted by a professor. He was like, that just touched me so much. Unbelievable. Also, have you ever considered getting a pardon? Well, I had considered getting a pardon, but it was super expensive. It was like $100 for the application, and that didn't even guarantee that you would get it. So I kind of put it on the back burner. But this professor said, you know what? I'm going to do the research. I'm going to find out what you need, and we are going to make this happen. So I did. I just did everything that he told me I needed to do. I had to get letters of reference. I had to get all my charges written down, which is actually a lot. I had to write a letter myself, and I mailed everything in, and then you hear back from them between 9 and 12 months. So finally, I heard back from them, and they gave me a court date. And on that day, I was so nervous. But I had 3 character witnesses come. My pastor, him, the professor, and my AA sponsor. And they all came, and they called my name, and I went in, and I was so nervous. And it was a board of people, like, sitting around, like, a big conference table. And they all had computers and laptops and stuff. And they started, like, asking about why I needed a pardon. And all of my people who came with me, they all got to speak. And then it was my turn. And the guy said, out of everything that you've been through in your life, what has this taught you? Like, what was the biggest lesson that you learned? And I hadn't prepared anything, so I started thinking, like, what was the biggest lesson that I learned? And the first thing that came out of my mind was, out of my mouth, was that my actions don't just affect me, that the things that I choose to do affect everybody around me, whether it's good or bad. And he kind of nodded, typed something, and then they dismissed us to the waiting room. Then this lady came to get me, and she was like, we have the results. They've decided if they're going to give you the pardon or not. My heart was beating, and the woman said, you've been granted a pardon. And that's just such an amazing thing.